Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of US state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into the story of a coin that might look ordinary at first glance. But trust me, it's far from it. We're talking about the 2007 Montana State Quarter. And yes, this little coin could be worth more than a brand new luxury car. If you've got the right one, grab your magnifying glasses, get comfortable, and stick with me to the very end, because what I'm about to share could turn an old coin in your pocket into a life-changing discovery. Let's begin with the story behind the Montana Quarter. Released in 2007 as part of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, this coin was the 41st in the series and represents the rugged beauty and rich cultural heritage of Montana. Now, Montana isn't just known for its wide-open skies and dramatic mountain ranges. It's also a place steeped in history, frontier spirit, and a deep connection to Native American culture and the natural world. The design of this quarter is striking and symbolic. On the reverse side, you'll find a majestic bison skull floating above a sweeping Montana landscape. This isn't just random imagery. It's a powerful tribute to the role of the buffalo in Native American history and the importance of the animal in Montana's ecosystem and economy. The bison once roamed Montana by the millions and became a symbol of the strength and resilience of the American West. The phrase "Big Sky Country" proudly curves beneath the image, a nickname that captures the vastness of Montana's landscapes and the grandeur of its open skies. Every detail of this coin was chosen with care to represent the state's identity. Now, here's where things start to get really exciting, especially for collectors. While millions of these quarters were minted and entered circulation across the United States, not all coins are created equal. Some Montana State quarters have incredibly rare and valuable minting errors that make them stand out like gold among gravel. What kind of errors are we talking about? First, there's the double die error, which happens when the coin is struck more than once with slight misalignment. This can cause letters or numbers, like the date or the word Montana, to appear doubled, and collectors go crazy for these. Then, there's the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting. These quirky imperfections are like fingerprints. Each one is unique, and that rarity drives up the value. Some Montana quarters even feature planchet errors, where the metal disc used to make the coin was flawed before being struck. Others may have clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is literally missing. These errors might sound like flaws, but in the world of numismatics, they're pure treasure. What makes these error coins so desirable isn't just how rare they are. It's how they combine historical significance, artistic design, and one-of-a-kind uniqueness. When you hold one of these quarters in your hand, you're not just holding 25 cents. You're holding a tiny piece of American history, a conversation starter, and potentially a high-value collectible. And don't forget, condition matters. A Montana quarter with an error is one thing, but if that coin is in mint state, meaning it shows no signs of wear and has been preserved perfectly, the value increases dramatically. Coins graded as MS 65 or higher by certified grading companies like PCGS or NGC are especially sought after. So, how much could a rare Montana quarter actually be worth? Well, here's the part you've been waiting for. There have been reports and documented sales where an extremely rare Montana State quarter with the right kind of error, in pristine, uncirculated condition, was sold for an astonishing $83,000. That's right, 83,000 United States dollars for a single quarter that someone might have once spent on a soda without even thinking twice. The next time you're going through your change jar, sorting through old coin rolls, or maybe browsing at a garage sale, keep your eyes open, because that little coin with the bison skull might just be your ticket to something incredible. Top 2, we're shining a spotlight on a coin that looks like any other quarter, but has a story, a legacy, and a potential value that could leave you absolutely speechless. We're talking about the United States of America Alabama State Quarter from the year 2003. At first glance, this 25-cent piece may not seem particularly extraordinary, but sometimes the most incredible treasures are hiding in plain sight. And this coin, under the right conditions, could be worth far more than you'd ever expect. Let's take a journey into the past for a moment. In 2003, Alabama became the 22nd state to be honored in the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, a wildly popular series that celebrated each state's unique identity, history, and culture. The Alabama quarter wasn't just another coin. It was a tribute to a trailblazer, a symbol of courage, and a celebration of American legacy. Now let's talk design. The reverse side of the Alabama quarter features a figure who changed history, Helen Keller. That's right, this is the first U.S. coin to feature Braille. Above her name, you'll see it clearly spelled out in raised Braille letters. That alone makes this coin incredibly special from a historical and design standpoint. Helen Keller, who overcame the limitations of both blindness and deafness, became a world-renowned author, educator, and advocate. Her presence on the coin reminds us that determination and strength of spirit can overcome any obstacle. But that's just the beginning. She's depicted seated, reading a book, flanked by a beautiful longleaf pine branch and a magnolia blossom, two symbols native to Alabama. Around the edge, the words "Spirit of Courage" proudly complete the tribute to S. Oh, what makes this coin rare? And why are collectors going wild for certain versions of it? While millions of Alabama quarters were minted and distributed across the United States, only a very small number contain rare minting errors, mistakes made at the U.S. Mint that slipped through quality control. And it's these small mistakes that can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible point. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die. This happens when the coin is struck more than once with slight misalignment, causing elements like the text or Braille to appear doubled. These kinds of doubling errors are incredibly rare and often fetch high prices from collectors eager to own a piece of minting history. Another kind of valuable error is the off-center strike, where the design is visibly shifted because the coin blank wasn't properly aligned during production. These off-center Alabama quarters are not only rare, they're visually striking, with parts of the design missing or incomplete, giving the coin an unusual and eye-catching appearance. There are also reports of planchet errors, where the coin is struck on a defective metal blank, and even clad layer missing errors, where one of the coin's metal layers is absent, giving the quarter a strange and distinctive appearance. These types of mistakes are like snowflakes. No two are exactly alike, and serious collectors will pay top dollar for unique finds like these. But wait, it's not just about the error itself. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. If you happen to have an Alabama quarter with a rare minting error that is also in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one that has been graded MS 65 or higher by a professional coin grading service, then you are truly holding something special. Just imagine finding a coin in your old change jar or tucked away in a childhood coin collection and discovering that it's not just a tribute to an American icon. It's also a rare piece of history that collectors are battling to get their hands on. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much could one of these rare and perfect Alabama state quarters be worth? Well, there has been a documented case of a 2003 Alabama quarter featuring a rare mint error and graded in exceptional condition that sold for a staggering $81,000. That's right, 81,000 United States dollars. All for a coin that started out as just 25 cents. So take a closer look at those old quarters lying around the house. Check the date, inspect the design, and keep an eye out for anything unusual. Because who knows, you might just be holding a hidden fortune right in the palm of your hand. Top 3, we're traveling back to the year 2002 to shine a spotlight on one of the most iconic and potentially valuable quarters in the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, the Indiana State Quarter. Now, before you go tossing that change jar aside, you might want to give those coins another look, because that little Indiana quarter you've overlooked just might be worth a whole lot more than 25 cents. In fact, it could be worth more than most people make in an entire year. Let's rewind the clock for a second. In 2002, the U.S. Mint released the Indiana State Quarter as the 19th coin in the legendary 50 State Quarters series. This program ran from 1999 to 2008 and became one of the most popular coin collecting phenomena in American history. Millions of people, young and old, began hunting for each unique state design, and Indiana's coin was no exception. Now, let's talk design. The Indiana State Quarter proudly celebrates the state's deep roots in speed and motorsport history. The reverse side features an open-wheel race car zipping across the outline of the state, with a small star marking the location of Indianapolis, the home of the world-famous Indianapolis 500. Above the car are the words Crossroads of America, a fitting tribute to Indiana's long-standing role as a central hub of American transportation and commerce. It's a sleek, powerful design, and for racing fans and collectors alike, it's a coin that holds more than just monetary value. It carries cultural weight. But here's where it gets really interesting. While millions of these quarters were produced for circulation, not all Indiana quarters are created equal. Some of them have rare minting errors, tiny mistakes made during production, that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. These errors are like golden tickets in the coin world. They're rare, unpredictable, and can send the value of a single coin skyrocketing. Let's break down what kinds of errors to look for. One of the most valuable is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck more than once with a slightly shifted die, creating a shadow-like effect. Letters, numbers, or parts of the design may appear doubled. If you look closely at the text or the race car and see a slight doubling, you might be holding a very rare piece indeed. Next, you've got the off-center strike, which is exactly what it sounds like. The coin is not properly aligned when it's struck, causing the design to be shifted toward one side, sometimes leaving a blank crescent on the opposite side. These off-center coins are not only rare, but visually striking, and that makes them extremely appealing to serious collectors. Then there are clad layer errors, where the top layer of the coin's metal is missing, revealing the copper core underneath. These create a very noticeable difference in color and texture. They're dramatic, easy to spot, and valuable. And we can't forget about die cracks, cuts, and struck-through errors, all of which can happen when the die that stamps the coin starts to break down, or when a foreign object interferes with the strike. These flaws result in unique patterns or gaps in the coin's surface, turning an ordinary quarter into a one-of-a-kind collectible. Of course, rarity is only part of the equation. Condition matters too, big time. A coin with a rare error in circulated condition might fetch a nice price, but a rare error coin that has never been used, with no scratches, no dings, and no wear? That's the holy grail. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by a professional grading service are the top-tier finds every collector dreams of. Now, picture this. You're cleaning out an old drawer or sorting through pocket change, and you come across a 2002 Indiana quarter that looks a little off. Maybe there's some doubling in the design. Maybe the edge looks strange. Maybe part of the design is missing. If that quarter is one of the rare error varieties, and it's in great condition, you could be holding a treasure far more valuable than you imagined. Are these coins easy to find? No. But are they out there? Absolutely. And the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of discovering something rare, is what makes coin collecting so magical. So now, after everything we've explored, the history, the design, the incredible minting errors, there's one question left. What's the most a 2002 Indiana State quarter has ever been worth? Get ready for it. One of these rare error Indiana quarters, in pristine condition and professionally graded, was once sold for a jaw-dropping amount. That single coin, originally worth just 25 cents, was sold for a life-changing $81,000. That's right, 81,000 United States dollars. The next time you're handed some change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. You never know when a simple quarter could turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime find. We're uncovering the fascinating secrets behind a beautiful coin released in 2018, one that many people overlook, but collectors know could be hiding serious value. I'm talking about the United States of America State Quarter featuring the Apostle Islands, issued as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters series. Now, if you've never heard of the Apostle Islands, let me tell you, you're in for more than just a geography lesson. This quarter holds more than just scenery. In rare cases, it could also hold a fortune. Let's begin with the basics. The Apostle Islands National Lakeshore, located in Wisconsin, is a breathtaking stretch of wild shoreline and forested islands scattered across Lake Superior. This area is known for its sea caves, kayaking, and untouched natural beauty. When the U.S. Mint released the Apostle Islands quarter in 2018, it was meant to honor this stunning location, And the coin's design does not disappoint. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find a peaceful yet powerful scene. A lone kayaker gliding past the rugged sandstone sea caves beneath a towering cliff topped with dense northwoods forest. It's one of the most scenic and artistically detailed quarters in the entire series. This isn't just a coin. It's a miniature work of art that celebrates America's natural wonders. But here's the thing. While millions of these quarters were minted for circulation, a small number were struck with unexpected and valuable errors. And that's what makes this coin so exciting. Not just for collectors, but for anyone who loves the thrill of discovering something rare. So, let's talk about what makes some 2018 Apostle Islands quarters stand out from the rest. One of the most prized errors is the double die reverse, a minting mishap where the coin's design is struck twice, slightly off-center. This creates a ghost-like doubling effect, especially noticeable in the fine details like the trees, the lettering, or even the kayaker's paddle. This type of error is rare and can skyrocket the coin's value among collectors who are constantly on the lookout for unique varieties. Another highly collectible error is the off-center strike, which happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process. The result? A quarter with a shifted design, sometimes with parts of the image or text missing entirely. The more dramatic the shift, the more desirable the coin becomes. There are also examples of die cracks, where a small fracture in the minting die leaves raised lines or unusual markings on the coin's surface. Or struck through errors, where foreign material like grease or fabric interferes with the design, leaving behind mysterious indentations or gaps. These anomalies are like fingerprints. Each one is unique, and that uniqueness drives serious demand. That let's not forget the rare clad layer missing error. In this case, one of the coin's outer layers of metal is missing, revealing the reddish core underneath. These coins look dramatically different and are instantly recognizable, even to the untrained eye. They can be very valuable depending on their condition and severity of the error, and that brings us to an important point. Condition is king in the world of coin collecting. A rare error is valuable, but when that error coin is also in mint state, meaning it's never been circulated, scratched, or damaged, its value multiplies. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by professionals at companies like PCGS or NGC are considered investment-worthy. Now, imagine you've got one of these rare error quarters in your hands. Maybe it's been sitting in a jar of coins for years. Maybe you got it as change at a grocery store. You flip it over, and something looks a little off. The details don't quite line up. The finish looks unusual. You get it checked out by an expert, and it turns out you're not just holding a quarter, that you're holding a hidden treasure. The Apostle Islands quarter is already loved for its beautiful design and symbolism. But those rare error versions, especially in pristine condition, have caught the attention of serious collectors around the country. And in at least one documented case, a specific error version of this coin sold for a jaw-dropping amount. Get ready for the part you've been waiting for. That rare, collectible 2018 Apostle Islands quarter, featuring a minting error and graded in exceptional condition, was sold for an astonishing $78,000. Yes, you heard that right. 78,000 United States dollars. Don't underestimate the power of pocket change. That little quarter at the bottom of your drawer or the one tossed in your glove compartment could be more than just spare change. It could be a small fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 5, we're diving into a coin that you've probably seen more than once, maybe even spent without a second thought. But what if I told you that the 2007 Utah State quarter might be worth far more than 25 cents? And not just a little more, but life-changing more. That's right. This seemingly ordinary coin, part of the legendary 50 state quarters program, hides a story of history, design, and rare minting mistakes that have turned a handful of these coins into high-value collectibles. And today, we're telling that story. So listen closely, because your next rare find could be sitting in your pocket right now. Let's start with the coin itself. The Utah quarter was released in 2007, the last coin issued that year and the 45th in the 50 state quarters series. It honors the Beehive State, not for its honey, but for its history of industry, community, and incredible innovation. The reverse side of the coin showcases 2 vintage locomotives facing one another with the golden spike between them. That image commemorates the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869 at Promontory Summit, Utah. When those two locomotives met, the East and the West were finally united by rail, changing the future of transportation and commerce in America forever. Above the trains, the words Crossroads of the West proudly reinforce Utah's pivotal role in American history. The detail in the design is stunning. The steam engines, the rails, the spike, it's all there. But beyond its symbolic meaning and beautiful engraving, this coin has another story. A rare one. A valuable one. You see, although hundreds of millions of Utah quarters were minted, a small number have something special, something unintentional. We're talking about minting errors, the kind of mistakes that make collectors stop in their tracks. One of the most fascinating is the double die error. This occurs when a coin is struck twice by the die, slightly misaligned, causing elements of the design or lettering to appear doubled. Imagine seeing the words Crossroads of the West with a shadow-like echo behind them. That kind of visual quirk is a big deal in the coin world, and collectors are always on the lookout for it. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin is misaligned during production, causing part of the design to be cut off or appear crooked. The more dramatic the shift, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Some off-center Utah quarters show only part of one train or a missing section of the date. Unique features that serious collectors love, but it doesn't stop there. Some quarters were struck on clipped planchets, meaning the metal disc used to make the coin was incorrectly cut, leaving a visible notch or curve on the edge of the coin. Others may have a die crack, which looks like a raised line across the surface of the coin, caused by a break in the die during minting. These cracks are usually small, but in some rare cases, they can run dramatically across the design. Perhaps the most visually surprising errors are struck-through errors, where foreign material, like cloth, grease, or even a piece of string, got between the die and the planchet during minting. The result is a strange indentation or unusual pattern pressed right into the coin's surface. All of these errors turn a regular coin into something extraordinary. And when paired with a high-grade condition, meaning the coin has never been circulated, has no visible wear, and maintains its original mint luster, the value skyrockets. Coins that are professionally graded and certified as MS 65, MS 67, or even MS 69 by top-tier services like PCGS or NGC are especially sought after. They're the cream of the crop. And when one of those rare error coins also boasts top-tier condition, that's when things get really exciting. Now, imagine this. You're sorting through some old change, maybe a dusty coin jar or a childhood collection you haven't touched in years. You come across a Utah quarter. You flip it over, and something's off. Maybe the train looks slightly doubled. Maybe a piece of the coin is missing. Maybe the edge is curved or the design looks strange. You send it in to be graded, and it comes back as a verified error in mint state condition, and suddenly, you're not holding a quarter anymore. You're holding a rare piece of American history. A collector's dream. A treasure to S. Oh, how much can one of these rare Utah quarters actually sell for? Well, there's been at least one reported case of a 2007 Utah state quarter featuring a rare minting error and graded in exceptional condition that fetched a truly jaw-dropping price. That single coin sold for $76,000. Yes, you heard that right. 76,000 United States dollars to S.O. The next time you get a quarter in your change, don't be so quick to spend it. Take a closer look. Check the details. Because behind that little coin might be a big story and an even bigger value. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories, and ring that bell so you never miss a chance to uncover your next hidden treasure. Thanks for watching. And as always, happy collecting!